Today I'm going to talk to you about some of my favorite watercolor brushes that also happen to be some of the most affordable brushes. You've probably heard me talk about how you need 3 brushes to really create a good watercolor painting. And the first one that you need is a mop brush. I use a large mop brush when I'm painting the sky, when I'm painting the ground, any large area of the scene where I need to hold a lot of paint and a lot of water. These large mop brushes are actually the most expensive brushes, and they often use animal hair, which can be more expensive. But I have some good alternatives for you today. One brush in particular that I use in almost every single painting. This is a size 8 Raphaël soft aqua mop brush. I love this brush. It holds a lot of water, it holds a lot of paint, and it's just a really good quality mop brush. It's lasted me a really long time, and it's also affordable. Now when I show you the price tag, you might say, well, that's not affordable, that's pretty expensive. Art supplies is an investment, and as far as good mop brushes go, this is on the cheaper end of that spectrum. I have other mop brushes that cost 2 or 3, maybe 4 times as much as this brush, but this is a good quality brush, and this is all you really need. This brush is around $40. If you want a slightly cheaper version, you could get a size 6. It's just a little bit smaller than this. Like I said, I use this brush almost every single day, and I've had it for quite a while, and it holds up nicely, and it's a good quality brush. Again, this is a Raphaël Soft Aqua size 8. Next up, I have a middle-sized brush. This is a Miller's Pseudo Sable brush, and this is a size 14. This is a brush that I use often in the middle part of my painting. So it holds a good amount of water, a good amount of pigment, not as much as a mop brush, but it does come to more of a point. It's not a really sharp fine point, but you do have more control when you're using a brush this size. So if you're looking for a good kind of middle-sized round brush, I really have had a good experience with these. Now, much like the mop brush that I just showed you, one reason why this is cheaper is because it's a Pseudo Sable brush. So this is actually not animal hair. Often they use squirrel hair for these, but this is synthetic. I like how it works, and it's a good, affordable quality brush. CheapJoes.com. It's a good art supply site, and that's where I get these brushes. So these are about $30 a piece. And again, you might say $30 is a lot of money. I understand. If you want a quality brush that is very comparable to more expensive brushes, then I think this is a good option for you. Now the next 2 brushes that I'm going to talk about are a little different. You might not find these at traditional art stores, but they're little brushes that don't cost a lot of money that can create nice little unique marks in your painting. Next up, I have a sign writer's brush. This is an interesting brush. It can hold a lot of water, and this comes to a very fine, sharp point when you get it loaded. It's a really soft brush, so it's harder to pick up paint, but what this brush is good for is nice directional lines in your paintings. If you have a sharp, very fine line that needs to go all the way across the painting, check out this sign writer's brush. Now this is called Custom Shop LL00. This is $17, and I think you get 2 of them. So I keep one in the studio, and then I keep one in my plein air setup as well. It's very unique. It's really good for fine little branches on trees, for power lines, directional lines, and things like that. Now I'm gonna talk about a brush that is a lot cheaper than these other options. It's really just fun to play with. It can cover a lot of the paper. It's a lot looser of a brush, so you can get some really good abstract marks for foliage and things like that. And that is a calligraphy brush. So these are very cheap brushes. These are probably $8, and usually they come in a pack of 3. Again, this is a synthetic brush, and if you're really looking to not spend much money, play around with one of these calligraphy brushes. One thing that I like about it is it picks up paint really well off the palette, and you can mix up a big puddle and you can hold it really far back and just get really nice loose brush marks with it. It's a longer handle brush. It's just a fun thing to have, and it does not cost much money at all. Like I said, this one is probably $7, $8, something like that. I don't know the specific brand. I don't know Chinese, but if you look up Chinese calligraphy brush and find a cheap one, give that a shot, and it's something nice to play around with. See how you like it. I absolutely love this mop brush. This is a great medium round brush to use. This is a really fun little calligraphy brush to use. And this is a nice sign writer's brush that can get you some really fine lines. Have you ever been really excited about a painting and you get all set up, you find that right reference that you're excited about, and then it's time to go and you feel lost? You ever had that experience? You just are having a hard time finding consistency. Some of your paintings turn out, some of your paintings don't turn out, and you're not really sure why. Well, I have a free resource that I want to give to you today that can help exactly with these problems. My 5 steps to plan a successful watercolor painting. I walk you through the crucial planning phase of your painting that will help you understand what you're going to paint first, second, and third. The planning is really so important, especially in watercolor. This medium is harder to correct. It's so immediate. So having that plan is very important. I send you a PDF that you can download. And the great thing about this is you can have it on your phone, you could print it out, and you can take a look at these crucial planning steps before you start each painting to ensure that you're thinking through these important things as you get started. You can download this right now before you start your next painting. All you have to do is follow this link here and download my 5-step guide to planning a successful watercolor painting.